All right, y'all, come on in. Today we're going to be reviewing this Boudoir Facebook ad. Seeing what we're doing good to get good results, seeing what we're doing bad to get bad results. And we're going to be following my normal, 10 mistake framework that we all know and love by now. Where I've taken the same framework, found the mistakes other Boudoir ads are making, I've fixed them up, I've retested them on my own, and basically was able, you see right here at the bottom, 2 to 4x the amount of women in the city coming through, clicking the ad, engaging with the ad, reading the ad copy, and consuming our offer, becoming pre-qualified, all for the same ad spend. And the secret metric we focus on here is unique CTR All. That is how many women out of 100 are engaging with our ad. Basically means how relevant is our ad to the women in our city, and how well does it work with newsfeed psychology, human psychology, and evolutionary psychology. So we can see, normally I can like 2 to 4x that on an average, and the secret level is 6%. Below 6% unique CTR All, much higher chance our ads are gonna, burn out, same ad spend, worse results over time. Then we got to refresh creative. But above 6%, much higher chance our ads actually, over time, we spend the same ad spend, we get actually better results over time. Ads sustain and scale the business. And then average Boudoir Facebook ads, 2 to 3% unique CTR All. My ads, 6 to 9% unique CTR All, which also means 2 to 4x amount of women entering the retargeting audience for the same amount of ad spend as well. All right, so let's go back here. And with Boudoir, photographers have been running, Boudoir Facebook ads on their own for a long time. One of the most common things that they're dealing with is same ad spend, worse and worse results over time. Kind of ad dying out, ad burning out, and then they got to refresh creative. Or if they're if they're paying an agency, paying the agency a bunch of money every month, and the agency is, then they're spending the same amount of ad spend every month, but the agency is getting them worse results over time every single month. And so these boudoir photographers are thinking like, man, why am I even paying these people? It's making me stressed out. I'm kind of just, paying to get worse and worse results over time, honestly. And this ad agency probably gave me their best ads anyway at the beginning to get me hooked. And if I drop them, I can just keep running those ads that have already been working because they're already in my ad account. And so they're like, dude, what the heck? Worse and worse results over time, same ad spend, same agency spend. Why do I got to deal with this? Now, a lot in the industry will see this as normal, kind of ads burning out, but it's not. It's actually a symptom of a deeper root cause that nearly every boudoir photographer is making with their boudoir Facebook ads. I'm going to go through it right now. So when our boudoir Facebook ad goes out to the first tranche of women, the first group of women that Meta Ads algorithm decides, there's initial data and metrics from that ad. Initial unique CTR All, and then, initial conversion rate, and some other metrics in between. And that data actually gets fed back into the Meta Ad algorithm. And if it is bad data or, low results data, then that biases the Meta Ad algorithm to, basically it tells the Meta Ad algorithm to send our ads to a lower quality meta profiles, because basically our ads are lower quality ad. But now these lower quality meta profiles have off rip a lower probability of conversion, which means when our ad goes to tranche 2 women, same ad spend, lower results. And when that data feeds back into the meta ad algorithm again for tranche 3 women, our ads go to even lower quality meta profiles. Same ad spend, even worse results. And we call this the downward spiral of despair. Same ad spend, lower results over time. Ad burns out, ad dies out, refresh creative. So That's the downward spiral. We also got the upward spiral of awesomeness, which is the other way the ad can go, which is we get good initial metrics, unique CTR all, good conversion rate, which comes from, solving these 10 mistakes I'm going to talk about today. It gives us the best chance at doing that. And when we get good initial metrics, good conversion rate, that ad data goes back into the meta ad algorithm. And our ads, we actually unlock higher quality meta profiles for tranche 2. Women in our city's meta profiles that have a higher conversion rate off rip, just kind of a higher master conversion rate for the overall meta profile. So we actually unlock higher tier, higher quality meta profiles, which means same ad spend, better results, which feeds back into the meta ad algorithm again. And for kind of tranche 3, we get even better meta profiles unlocked, same ad spend, even better results. Ad sustains and scales, grows the business. Now, so those are the two options that a Boudoir Facebook ad can go. Literally, those are the only two options that an ad can go down. Ads don't just stay steady. They're either going through the downward spiral of despair, which higher probability, if we're making these 10 mistakes I'm going to talk about today. And then we got to refresh creative if we don't know why things are working, not working, or we think it's normal. Our option 2 is upward spiral of awesomeness. As sustains and scales, scale the business. All right, so that's kind of the deeper root cause that no one's seeing. So now we're gonna go through these 10 mistakes, review these 10 mistakes, see if any are going on. More mistakes are made, higher probability, downward spiral of despair. Fewer mistakes, higher probability, upward spiral of awesomeness. And we can grow the business with the upward spiral of awesomeness. All right. So first mistake we always look at is, does it look like an ad? So, they're scrolling mobile newsfeed. Does it look like an ad? Boom, this one, yes. So here's why. Text on the image. Organic posts, people post a picture of their dog or whatever, a selfie. They ain't gonna have, offer text on the image. And when it looks more like an ad, it gets, more people just scrolling by, even though they could be qualified, they could be perfect, and they maybe actually want what we're offering. Just kind of the banner blindness, ad blindness, just instinctively has them keep scrolling. People don't want to be sold to, so this is the first mistake. We're going to lower unique CTR all. Fewer women reading our text, reading our body copy, becoming pre-qualified. As a result, we're getting fewer qualified leads, fewer qualified book calls, more price hunters, more tire kickers, more price objections, more ghosting, lower sales, lower revenue, lower conversions, lower ROAS, all feeds back into the meta ad algorithm. And for tranche 2, our ads go to lower quality meta profiles, which results in same ad spend, worse results, which again feeds back into the meta ad algorithm for tranche 3, and same ad spend, even worse and worse results than tranche 2 or tranche 1. We've entered the downward spiral of despair. Ad dies out, ad burns out, refresh creative. All right, the next 4 mistakes 2 through 5, can happen up here in the See More headline. This is the first 2 3/4 lines on Facebook newsfeed mobile. And this is where the largest share of our percentage of our ad impressions will be. And we know that because if we go to our columns page, we go to our main campaign ads in Ads Manager, just the main page with all the columns. On the top right, we click breakdown, then we click placement, and then we go on the bottom left of all those columns, and we click the summary arrow to bring up, to bring up the bottom rows menu. And we'll see Facebook mobile newsfeed has the most impressions. So the first 2 3/4 line here, the See More headline, the first 2 3/4 lines on Facebook newsfeed mobile, and then the rest gets cut off and you see ... see more, that is where 95% of ad spend is won or lost. Actually, probably more like 98% of ad spend, because 100 out of 100 women will see the see more headline as they're scrolling down. But on the average Boudoir Facebook ad, only 2 to 3% will click the ... see more to read the rest of the ad copy. So we actually get 50x more people exposed to what we say in the see more headline compared to the ad copy if it's an average Boudoir Facebook ad. I can get it to like 6 to 9%, or 10 out of 100, 10%. Women that click see more, but even that, it's still 10x more women are seeing the see more headline than the body copy. So this is really, really where we have to win with 95% of our Boudoir Facebook ad spend, which means if we're doing it wrong, is where 95% of ad spend is wasted. So we got to use the full 2 3/4 lines here. Right here, we're using 1 1/4. So we're only using like a third, or what's that, a half? Yeah, so we're really missing out on a lot of context. But we need 4 things in the see more headline for it to be an official see more headline and give the best chance, most context for women to click ... see more and read the rest of the ad copy. All right, so here's the first thing we need. We need a who. Who are we speaking to? What is a self-label that when they're scrolling and they read it, cause them to scroll back up and say, oh my God, that's me. I gotta read more of this first sentence. So let's see what we got here. Win a luxury boudoir photo with Jocelyn Cruz. All right, so this is win solution. All right, so we just got solution here. So we're missing the who. So we got more women scrolling on by, even though our solution could be perfect for them, but they don't know it because we're not talking specifically to them. And if they don't know we're talking specifically to them, they ain't gonna hear us talking to them at all, because we don't even know who specifically we're talking to. So they definitely ain't gonna hear it. So less women feel like we're talking to them, less women clicking ... see more to open and read the rest of the ad copy. Less qualified leads, less qualified appointments, more price objections, more price hunters, more ghosting, less sales, less revenue, less conversions, lower ROAS. All feeds back into the meta ad algorithm, same ad spend, worse results over time. We've entered the downward spiral of despair. It just keeps getting same ad spend, worse and worse and worse and worse results over time. All right, the second thing we need in the see more headline is a negative. What is a negative experience women in our city are saying in their brains that they want to get away from? Kind of like they're on one side of the river, one riverbank, negative experience there they're dealing with or they have dealt with. They're like, man, I want to get away from this and go to the other side of the river. Get on the other riverbank, get away from this negative experience. So, and we always, always, always want to lead with the negative. Here's why. The probability that a human's taking action to go from a negative experience, aka painful experience, being in pain, and actually taking action to get to, a no pain state / normal / homeostasis, is literally, dude, it's literally 100x larger than the probability that same human takes an action to go from the normal / no pain / homeostasis state to a positive, a gain, or some pleasure. Humans would rather just get away from pain and get back to normal, literally 100x more than take some action to go from normal to some gain, some pleasures, something positive. And we know that because of us, thinking if we go to the dentist, we get our 6-month checkup, 6-month teeth cleaning done, checkup, whatever. We're out at the secretary desk, we're paying, and they're saying, hey, you're free 177 days from now on Tuesday at 7:15 a.m. for your next 6-month checkup. And we're like, well, dude, I ain't got no clue, but hit me up, closer to then when I know my schedule, and then I'll figure something out. So they put us in there, basically in their, auto texter CRM. Auto text us month 3, we ignore it. Auto text us month 4, we ignore it. Auto text us month 5, we ignore it. And month 6 comes and goes, and we don't go to our 6-month checkup, our 6-month teeth cleaning. Now, why is that? well, we're busy, focused on the business, growing the business, momentum. We're in the flow state. We like our schedule, waking up, doing the same stuff every day. We like, we don't want to screw up our schedule, pushing it back half the day because of the dentist. We don't have to wait to eat. And basically the guaranteed gain of going to the dentist, getting cleaner teeth, and peace of mind, all cavities have been taken care of or we have no cavities. Kind of those two guaranteed gains of going. It's just those positives. There's just not enough to get us to change our behavior and take an action to put the dentist on the calendar and actually show up. That's what it comes down to. The gain, the positive that we can get and is guaranteed is not big enough. It's just not big enough for us to do. So we continue on, kind of our no pain normal state. Month 8, we get auto text again ignored. Month 10, month 12, ignored. And by this time, we've missed two 6-month, basically 2 6-month checkups / teeth cleanings. And again, same thing. We're in the flow state, momentum, building the business, scaling the business. And again, just the gain, the guaranteed gain of slightly cleaner teeth, peace of mind, knowing we have no cavities. Again, that guaranteed gain is just not enough to get us to take action out of our normal / no pain / homeostasis state. So 12 months goes by, 13 months. We're at the end of month 13, and one morning we're eating breakfast. And man, we got a ton of pain on the right side of our mouth, in the back, on the bottom, one of those molars back there. Every bite we're taking of our breakfast, pain. And I'm like, all right, I never had this before. This stinks. So we go the rest of the morning, and actually our tooth and our jaw's like still kind of throbbing, even though we're not chewing anything, throughout the rest of the morning. And then up to lunch, we're like, all right, well, that breakfast is painful, so I'm going to chew only on the left side of my mouth for lunch. And guess what? The teeth on the right still touch, so there's still some pain there, pain in the jaw on our right side. And actually, from muscle memory, some food still goes over there as well. And that's like, wow, even more pain. And we only eat half our lunch. And we're like, dude, this is unbearable. I cannot deal with this. Probably won't be able to eat dinner. Not gonna be able to sleep. I can't even focus with what I'm doing right now. So I gotta get this thing solved ASAP. I need a pressure release valve. Solve this pain. So we call up our dentist. We're talking to them, and we're like, what? What do you mean you can't get me in at 8:15 a.m. tomorrow? What do you mean you're booked out 2.5 weeks? And they're like, yeah, booked out 2.5 weeks. We don't have any openings. We can put you on the cancellation list. So if someone cancels, we can fit you in, but no guarantees. I'm like, dude, I'm not even gonna be able to sleep tonight. I can't even focus right now. I'm in so much pain. I gotta talk with someone else. So we hang up on them. And dude, we call literally every other single dentist in our city. And we're like, hey, can you get me in tomorrow morning? Hey, can you get me in tomorrow morning? Hey, can you get me in tomorrow morning? And finally, we got one dentist that says, yes, I got a slot open. It's actually at 6:50 a.m. Can you be there? And we're like, yes, I'll be there. Thank God. And so we go in tomorrow, the next morning, we barely slept at all, in too much tooth pain. We get it fixed. And actually what it was really deep cavity. So to clean it out, they had to put the resin in there, the liquid resin. They had to put the UV pen on us, harden that resin, and then, we use the bite paper, bite down on the paper, see if any parts of our teeth higher or lower than where they should be. And we're out of there. And guess what? No pain. We're testing, we're biting the air, moving our jaw up and down. No pain. Cool. We go eat breakfast, go eat some food. Also no pain. We're like, yes. We finally back to normal, no pain. I can focus now. Finally got rid of that pain. Now there's two scenarios here. The first one, going from the no pain state to the guaranteed gain state, that was literally for 400 days, 13 months. we did not take action to put the dentist on our calendar, even though there was a guaranteed gain. The gain is just not enough there to get us to take action, put the dentist on the calendar, and show up. But look at this. 1 day with pain. Dude, literally 1 day with pain, we're taking massive action, calling up our dentist, trying to get an appointment on the calendar. Then we call up every other dentist in the city to guarantee someone get an appointment on the calendar for the next morning, make this pain go away. And so look at the difference. 400 days guaranteed gain, but we're not in any pain. We don't take any action. 1 day in pain, and we just want to get out of pain, back to normal, we take massive action. So 400 to 1, literally in this example, the probability the human takes the action to go from negative experience, aka pain, just back to normal, homeostasis, no pain state, is literally 400x larger than the same human going from normal / no pain / homeostasis state and taking action to get some gain, some positive, some benefit, some pleasure. Literally 400x difference. So this is why we always lead with the negative, aka the negative experience in the See More headline. All right, so do we have a negative experience here that we're saying in our brain that women want to get away from? They're on Riverbank 1, they want to cross the river, just get away from that negative experience. No, we only got solution here in the See More headline. So got more women scrolling, less women like we're feeling specifically for them. So we're getting less women clicking ... see more to become pre-qualified on our ad copy, having less women, fewer qualified leads, fewer qualified appointments, more price kickers, more price hunters, more tire kickers, more ghosting, fewer qualified sales calls, lower conversions, lower sales, lower revenue, all feeds back into the meta ad algorithm. And by now we've entered the downward spiral of despair. And our ads getting, worse and worse results over time with the same ad spend. Downward spiral of despair. Everything's going worse and worse. Ad burnout, ad dying out, refresh creative. All right, the third thing we want in our See More headline is a positive. So what is something positive, on the other side of the riverbanks, kind of this different orthogonal thing, or women say, okay, I don't want that, but I do also want this other different thing that's on the other side, the other riverbank when they cross the river. So do we have a positive here? No. This would be something like they gain from using our solution, what they get, what they feel, the awesomeness they get from using our solution, our luxury boudoir photo shoot. And since we don't have this, again, we're missing something important, which is the negative positive tension in the brain, the mental contrast, which really captures attention. And again, we're going to capture less attention, less specificity, less women reading through, becoming pre-qualified because they don't feel like we're speaking exactly to them. And so less qualified leads, less qualified appointments, more ghosting, more price hunters, more tire kickers, fewer qualified sales calls, fewer bookings, fewer sales, fewer conversions, lower revenue, lower ROAS from tranche 1 women the ad goes to, all feeds back into the meta ad algorithm. And then our ads go to worse women for tranche 2. We've entered the downward spiral of despair. There's just going to be same ad spend, worse and worse results over time till our ad burns out and dies out, and then we just refresh creative, but keeping the same mistakes in our ads when we refresh the creative. All right. The third and final thing we want in the See More headline is a hesitation or roadblock. So if we got a negative on one side of the riverbank, they cross the river to the other side of the riverbank, get a positive, and our solution is basically kind of like the one bridge of many bridges that are there, possible options, or one boat of many boats that are there, or maybe we're a helicopter, our solution to get across. But the hesitation or / roadblock is kind of like a reason maybe they don't want to take any bridges, maybe they don't like walking, or a reason they don't take any of the boats, they don't like, traveling in the water. So hesitation/roadblock, and I did a quick glance. These are all hesitation/roadblocks. Well, actually, these two. And depending on how they tested, because we do follow the data tells us where to go with all these. These need to be up in the Seymour headline. Don't need to lose 10 pounds, don't need to know how to pose. These are all hesitation/roadblocks. So good having them here. They're in the wrong place though, because we need to get specific up top and pulling the right women up top. Because 100 out of 100 women will see up top the Seymour headline, which is the first 2 3/4 lines on Facebook newsfeed mobile before it gets cut off and it goes ... through Seymour for the final 1/4 there of line 3 on the right side. So yeah, we're missing hesitation/roadblock up here. So we're missing the most special thing, which is the triangle of mental tension, a negative, a positive, a hesitation/roadblock. We're totally missing that. So we're totally not standing out, totally not being specific. Women are totally not feeling our solution is specifically talking to them, for them, about them. So yeah, we're gonna have less women clicking ... see more, less women become pre-qualified, which results in fewer qualified leads, fewer qualified appointments, more price kickers, more price hunters, more tire kickers, more ghosting. And so we get less qualified sales calls, less bookings, less sales, less revenue, fewer conversions, less ROAS, all turns back into the meta ad algorithm. It's fed back into it. Our ads go to lower and lower quality meta profiles for tranche 2, which just results in same ad spend, worse results over time. Ad burns, ads die out. Then we got refresh creative, but again, the same structural mistakes, root cause mistakes still exist when we refresh the creative. All right, those are the first 5 mistakes that we can have in the, well, kind of 5 most common mistakes I see in Boudoir Facebook ads that cause ads to, burn out and die prematurely when that is not a normal behavior. Although we do see it a lot. It is the most common behavior that we see. The next 3 mistakes can happen here in the body copy. So it's after they click on ... see more, seeing what they got in the body copy. And we can kind of think of the Seymour headline up here as the hook one. So, we got them to stop scrolling fast. They came back up, their brain kind of went slower. Got them to read a 1 to 2 sentences. It was enticing enough for them to click the ... see more. But now we really slowed down their brains. It's kind of like they ran smack into a wall of text. So their brain's like, oh my God, dude. Getting me to read 1 sentence was a ton. Get me to click see more. Now you want me to read 23 more sentences? I mean, we've got to think of our viewers. TikTok brains, fast moving, scrolling, want to be entertained, don't want to read, don't want to think. And so they click the ... see more, and then see this wall of text. So we actually need to give them instantly a hook too. A reason why they should listen to us, a reason why they should keep reading, even though their TikTok brain is telling them, keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling, even though you did click ... see more, keep scrolling. And we always use an authority hook to show why they should listen to us, which is what I did at the beginning of this video, showing, 2 to 4x increase in women coming through, consuming the ad copy, consuming our offer for the same ad spend, which will probably result in more sales for the same ad spend, just by fixing some of these small mistakes. That was a why you should listen to me to get you to keep watching. Now, all right, do we have a authority hook here? Let's see. No. All right, so we're missing the authority hook. So we're going to have less women actually reading our full ad copy, even though they did click ... see more, which means fewer qualified leads, fewer qualified appointments, fewer sales. We have more price hunters, more price objections, more ghosting. Fewer bookings, fewer conversions, fewer sales, lower ROAS, all feeds back into the meta ad algorithm. Ad goes to worse and worse quality prospects over time, which means same ad spend, worse results over time for tranche 2. And we gotta, refresh creative, but keeping the same structural mistakes in our ad, even though we just changed the photo out. Downward spiral of despair, kind of same mistakes over and over and over and over again. Never fixing the root cause problems. All right, the second, I have 3 things we want to have in the body copy is a story/narrative. We want to actually be able to empathize. This is where we empathize and say, hey, we understand what you're going through. We understand what your life's like right now. We see you. We understand what's actually going on. And this is story/narrative. It's kind of like if we're writing out the movie script, if we got like a third-person camera following them around, and we're, narrating what's going on, what they're thinking, what they're feeling, kind of like, the reality TV shows always do the cutscene of people talking directly at the camera of what happened right in the last clip that we saw. It's like writing that out in word form. And this is our punch 2, because punch 1 is the See More headline here up top. That's where we meet people in their brain. We're being so specific, nobody else can compete with us. And they're saying, oh my God, that's exactly what everything I'm saying I don't want to deal with in my brain. So then they got to click See More, and they can't even stop it if they wanted to. And then the punch 2 is this story/narrative, where when they get it, they read it, and when we get this correct, we got a correct 1-2 punch. We then turn into a market of 1. We're literally seen as the only option for these women. And here's why we need to get the 1-2 punch correct. It's because when women interact with just one Boudoir Facebook ad, literally just one, they see 20 Boudoir Facebook ads in the next 24 hours across Facebook and Instagram from all of our competitors. And most everyone's just they're copying the same messaging. They bought the same ad templates, ad scripts. So 5% of our specificity results in 5% of us, actually being different and kind of more memorable. But 95% our specificity allows us to be correctly specific. And when we're correctly specific to a specific woman, we are the only option for her because no one else solves exactly the pain we solve and gives the exact benefit. And, they don't have to do these exact things that they're already saying to themselves they don't want to do. Imagine if, all the dentists in our example, everyone just did 6-month teeth cleanings or, routine checkups, but there's only one dentist in the city that actually solves tooth pain. Then, there's literally only one person for us to go to, and we'll pay a ton of money to go to that one person in our city because they're the only solution for us. So, yeah, let's see if we got a story/narrative here. Are we empathizing? Are we writing the movie script? Doesn't make us work for 25 ready to feel themselves. No, so we're missing. No, so we're missing the story/narrative. So basically, we're missing on the women actually feeling that we understand them, know what they're going through, and feel like we're talking specifically to them and what we're offering is specifically for them. And because of that, we're going to have less women coming through, reading the full ad copy, less women becoming pre-qualified, so we're going to have fewer qualified leads, fewer qualified appointments, fewer qualified book calls, more, basically more ghosting, more price hunters, more price objections, more no-shows, fewer sales, fewer conversions, lower revenue, lower ROAS. All feeds back into the meta ad algorithm. Ad performs worse and worse over time, aka same ad spend, worse results because our ads are going to lower quality meta profiles. So worse and worse results over time for the same ad spend. Ads burning out, ads dying out, refresh creative. All right, the third and final thing we want to have in the body copy is our offer. What is, what are we offering? What are we actually giving people? And so let's see what we got here in the body copy. So let's see, this isn't about gorgeous photos. Okay. Only seeing yourself the way everyone, okay, got that. 25 women feel themselves again. Hey, that's a positive. We gotta have this up here in the See More headline. That's actually what we want to have. Yeah, so it's got to be up top. And all right, here we go. Here's our full offer. So we do got our full offer here. Hair and makeup and lashes. Oh, that's unique. I've actually, the more than 40 Boudoir Facebook ads I've reviewed, I've not yet had anyone talk about lashes. Okay, cool. That's unique. That's differentiator. Luxury Boudoir experience, expert posing and hype from start to finish. Cool. 500 session fee, 500 collection credit. Yep. $300 bonus setting. Okay, got a bonus. Confidence boost. Positive. We got to have that up in the See More headline. Something they're saying they want in their brain. It's the less way long on photos. Okay. Good context. Gloucester City. These are hesitation / roadblocks. Lose 10 pounds and know how to pose. Plan out king. Claim your spot. Takes 2 minutes. Okay. Good. You're the first person I've reviewed that's done this. What is the sacrifice to get them on the journey to crossing the river? To get away from the negative experience, get in the positive experience. And it's just 2 minutes. That's it. Get you on the journey, get you on the way. Only 2 minutes. Perfect. Now random, we're choosing women who are ready to celebrate themselves. Is that you? All right. So great. We got full offer here. This is awesome. Which means we're going to have more women, more of the right women that want this clicking, which would be like whatever, 2% of women, 2 out of 100. Then we're going to have, most importantly, the wrong women scrolling by. They click ... see more, but offer's not for them. They scrolling by. That's 98% of women. That's actually the most important to cater to. And we'll get that, since we're on mistake 8 now, we'll actually get to that on the next mistake 9, why that is. So good. We're going to have more of the right women coming through. We're going to have more qualified women, more of them reading the full ad copy. Becoming pre-qualified, so we're going to have more qualified leads, more qualified appointments, fewer tire kickers, fewer price hunters, less ghosting, more shows, higher conversions, more sales, more bookings, higher ROAS, all feeds back into the meta ad algorithm. It goes to, we've unlocked higher quality prospects, kind of higher quality tier 2 prospects or meta profiles, which results in same ad spend, even better results over time. And ad sustaining, ad scaling just keeps feeding into itself. And our ad sustains and scales, therefore our business sustains and scales. We do not have to, refresh creative. These ads keep running and running. All right, so this is the first 8 mistakes. The final 2 mistakes, numbers 9 and 10, can happen here below the ad creative, here at the bottom. That's the below creative headline and the button. And these are always, always, always a mistake. And the reason why is, well, there's 3 reasons why. Reason number 1, 5% of mistake number 9 ties into mistake number 1, makes it look more like an ad. Again, there's no organic posts. No one's posting their dog with, below creative headline or description below the photo, nor with a button. These are all ad attributes. People that want to be sold to, more people scroll on by. Reason number 2 for mistake number 9 is 15%, and some actually special newsfeed psychology, which is people are reading this, the only thing they see, this see more headline, first 2 3/4 lines on Facebook mobile newsfeed, and they're scrolling. By the time they actually get here, and they're looking here in the bottom left, win a luxury boudoir experience in New Jersey, the words, the first quarter to a third of kind of the most important words or phrases from the Seymour headline have been registered by their subconscious. So they register, luxury boudoir photo shoot, and that's probably all they actually remember. Just scrolling fast. They get here, luxury boudoir experience. Luxury boudoir photo. So we're using different words. We got 2 out of 3 words the same. But any difference, it's going to automatically trigger the error detection network. This happens automatically. It's going to signal error, incongruent, confusing, keep scrolling. This all happens automatically. They don't sit there and think of it like this. Their brain's in fast mode, and we're trying to slow them down, but our chance to slow them down, we just incongruent between the top and bottom of our ad. And even if we had the text correctly, exactly, here in the bottom left, still makes it look more like an ad. So it's always a mistake to have text here in the bottom left of our ad. So that's reason number 2 for mistake number 9. Now, reason 3 for mistake number 9 is the biggest. It's 80% of the reason for mistake number 9, and that is anything here below the ad enables women to click here, the below creative headline or the description or the button to go to the next page of our ad before being forced to click ... see more and being forced to become pre-qualified and then click over only once they are pre-qualified. So it basically gives them an avenue to go around our pre-qualification process, which is our ad copy. Here's why this is a massive problem. Because when Meta decides who to send our ads to next, it's pulling from a few pools of data. Pool number 1 is who is converted. Who's converted on this ad? We are going to see the Meta basically takes all the data attributes, the millions of data points on each Meta profile, and it's in this pool 1, it's comparing, okay, what are all the similar attributes that all these profiles have? We're going to pull those out, and then we're going to look to the future, the other Meta profiles we could send our ad to, and find the ones that, have 96% of these similar data points, or they've got 82% or 91%, aka high probability to convert data points. So that's cool for pool 1. Pool 2 is the problem. Pool 2 is ad clickers. So people have clicked on the ad that was enticing enough for people to click on. The problem with the ad clickers pool is it's 10 to 50x larger than the converters pool. And if women are coming through, just, they aren't reading anything, they see something about boudoir, or maybe they don't even read it. They just think it's some photo shoot thing or something totally different. Who knows, like a spa day. They click on apply now. So they click on the ad, they're like, oh, then they leave. They don't fill anything out, they don't convert. They say, oh, this is not what I was expecting, even though they had no context of what to expect because they didn't read anything in our ad. So basically, it's always going to be incorrect, different than what they were expecting. But their data points get registered in pool 2, gets captured in pool 2. So pool 2 ad clickers, it is always talking about, or basically always finding the similar data points between people who've clicked, but we got ways to click on the ad before we become pre-qualified. These are all unqualified profiles, which means all the data points Meta is collecting and finding similar between them in pool 2, they're all unqualified data points, which means we're biasing the Meta ad algorithm to go to future unqualified profiles who are also unqualified and not going to convert. So we're biasing the Meta ad algorithm towards non-converting profiles by allowing women to click to the next page of our ad without first being forced to read through the full ad copy. So that's mistake number 9. Now mistake number 10 is using the leads objective. Now, I don't know what objective we're using here. It goes to facebook.me, so that's a lead form. But yeah, I don't know if we're using the correct objective here, but leads is always, always, always the incorrect objective. And leads is actually the most common objective I see boudoir photographers using. So it's always a mistake, and here's why. When we choose our objective, we're choosing basically like telling Facebook, hey, go find the 6% slice of our city, since our ads are targeting a city. Go find the 6% slice that has literally like a 95%, 95 plus percentile probability of filling out this lead form. And, with some weighting of the keywords that are in this ad copy based off of what the meta profile is, ads they've previously interacted with, or the things they've searched on Facebook, Instagram, or Google, because yes, everyone shares data. And also what keywords they have on their profile from us listening to their conversations through the Facebook and Instagram microphone, even when our phone's in sleep mode or we're not using it to talk on the phone, just from being around our day-to-day conversations. And yes, all those keywords are pulled in and pasted to our meta profile to serve us ads. And so we're telling Meta, okay, get us in front of lead form filler outers. The problem with that is we're not optimizing for lead form filler outers who also answer our calls, texts, and emails. And we're not optimizing for lead form filler outers who also book a call, show up to a call. And we're not optimizing for lead form filler outers who buy. And we actually want buyers. We're actually telling Meta, go to the lead form filler outers. And yes, there's going to be a small dusting that, okay, they do fill out a lead form and then they also answer our calls, texts, and emails. And yes, there'll be an even smaller dusting still of those who fill out a lead form and then, yes, they do book a call, they do show up to a call. And finally, we'll have the smallest dusting group of those that, yes, they fill out a lead form and we hit enough and eventually, yes, one or two buy. Small dusting. Now, we want buyers. So instead, let's just go to use the correct objective that put our ads in front of the meta profiles of most likely to buy off rip. Now, the problem is with using lead forms is if their dominant behavior on the meta profiles is a buyer, they're not 95th percentile probability, 95th percentile of converting. They're 95th percentile of, filling out a lead form. AKA, lead form filler outers have non-buyer profile data. They don't buy. Most of them do not buy. Think of your lead form filler outers. Do most of them buy or not buy? Right, most of them don't buy. Because that's what we're telling Meta. Get me in front of the non-buyers. Because the buyers wouldn't be in the 6% slice as the 95% percentile of all meta profiles to fill out the lead form. They'd be in the 6% slice as the 95 percentile probability of converting and buying from this ad. Not a 95% conversion rate, but the top 5 conversion rate of all the meta profiles that Meta's estimated action rate for that profile. And so if we want buyers, we got to choose the objective to go to buyers, because with the lead form filler outers, we're actually just filling up our email list with non-buyers, which actually kind of screws up optimizing the rest of our business, because we're wondering, man, are our follow-up emails screwed up? Our follow-up text, did I call them too late? Is my offer wrong? Because nobody from our email list is buying, even though our numbers are going up. But no, nothing's the problem. Those people were never going to buy anyways, because we targeted non-buyers, aka lead form filler outers, to get on our email list. So that's why nothing's working, because nothing we were going to say, even if we made it free, they probably still wouldn't have come in, because they're non-buyers. That's the dominant behavior on their meta profiles, not buying. If it was buying, they'd be in a different 6% slice. And okay, we're getting $1, $1.50, $2 leads with the lead forms. But let's say with dollar leads, 100 leads, we get 1 sale. So $100 cost per acquisition. If we target buyers and we get like 4 leads, $10 each, so 10x more expensive, and we get one sale, our CAC is $40 versus $100. We just 2.5x'd our ROAS, our return on ad spend, our profit. Literally just 2.5x'd it. Just from changing, going to a different objective, that's the way the numbers fall. Because we went to higher probability to buy people and convert. So mistake number 10, I don't know if we're making this mistake here, so we'll give half a mistake. All right, now we're going to score and compare the rest of Boudoir Facebook ads industry. So as we'll click an ad, yes, mistake 1. We're missing a who, we're missing a negative, we're missing a positive, we're missing a hesitation/roadblock. All right, now moving into the body copy. We need an authority, so we're missing an authority hook. We're missing a story/narrative. We got an offer, that's good. Below creative headline and button, we got that. That's always a mistake to have. And half a mistake for the objective. So we're at 8.5 out of 10 mistakes. And remember, these mistakes lead to our ad going into the downward spiral of despair. Same ad spend, worse and worse results over time because of low initial ad metrics and conversions from tranche 1 women that our ad goes to. So that's why we want to solve these. Higher chance our ad sustains and scales. So we're at 8.5 out of 10 mistakes, and the average for the boudoir industry is 7.5 out of 10 mistakes. So yeah, we're a little bit below average. We do got some easy mistake fixes here that can make our ad perform better, increase our rankings. And I consider any boudoir Facebook ad that has more than 2 out of 10 mistakes and is performing worse and worse over time to be a breaking down boudoir Facebook ad. So, breaking down, performing worse and worse over time, same as a breaking down car. It's performing worse and worse over time. Now, where do we bring a car that is breaking down? We bring it to a car mechanic. Similarly, with our boudoir Facebook ads that are breaking down, where do we bring them? We bring them to a boudoir Facebook ad mechanic. And so if you have these mistakes in your ads that now we realize this is causing the ads to perform worse and worse over time, and you want to improve them and actually have a higher chance of the ads sustaining and scaling the business, then yes, I do have a boudoir Facebook ad mechanic offer for you today. And it's based off of 5 specific root causes. I basically smushed down the 10 mistakes into 5 specific root causes. And I'll diagnose here in like 20 seconds and give a quote because we got 2 options to solve this. So let's see, look looking at, okay, root cause problem 1. CMAR headline, we need 4 out of 4. We got 0 out of 4. Root cause problem 2. Body copy, we need 3 out of 3. We got 1 out of 3. That's root cause problem 3. Below creative headline and button, got to get rid of those. That's root cause problem 4. Objective, I don't know what objective is being used, so we'll give half a root cause problem here. So we got 4.5 out of the 5 root cause problems for our ad performing worse and worse over time. Same ad spend, worse and worse results over time, lower quality prospects over time. And 2 options to solve it. Option 1 is I charge $50 per root cause problem solved on one ad. And yes, you can, when I solve it, you can copy paste it to all your other ads. And you can choose as many root cause problems you want me to solve as possible, from 1 up to the maximum. The maximum would be 4.5, so that'd be 4.5 times $50, so $225 to fix all the root cause problems on this one ad. And option 2 is actually the higher value option, which is I fix all the root cause problems on all the ads that you want me to, and create as many new ads as you want, all for $100 a month flat fee. So those are the 2 options, and once you decide the option that you want, well, you've got my phone number, you've got my email, and whatever social platform we're watching this on, you got my, you can DM me on here. So once you decide the option that you want and you hit me up, I'll ask you what you got for me, and we'll go from there. All right, that's everything. Adios.